that you can. So I like to start these meetings early. Now, can you see me in full screen? Because I'm on a big monitor and I can see everything that's on my screen. Can you guys see that? Want to make sure. Okay, good. So if I do the PowerPoint slides, you can see the PowerPoint slides, then good. And that's a good thing. So yeah, so it's great. I'm glad that you guys are all here early, and I'm here for you. If you have any questions that you'd like me to answer for you, I would love to be able to do that right now. So anybody that would like to come off of mute, we can get it to work. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. Anyone? Anyone has any questions? If not, I'll start rolling into some of the things that I wanted to share with you guys before we kicked off. And I always appreciate people coming on to kind of like the early start, because then I can just free flow and answer any questions you might have. But I found some really cool things I wanted to share with you guys today that you might find interesting, because, you know, one of the things is I coach people, mentor people. I've been doing it for over 20 years with regards to the chi and the mind force and you know, all these different things that I teach, these sciences, these arts, whatever you want to refer to them as. And when I started, I didn't really, I mean, I knew what I was doing in terms of the energy and all that kind of thing. But in terms of business, in terms of how would I even, or why would I even want to share this with other people? I had no clue, right? I mean, unless you're in a business like that, you don't have a clue, right? So I want to show you guys some of my original manuscripts. So this is Mind Portal. And all of these manuscripts I wrote, and then I would go to Kinko's, which is now FedEx. I would go to Kinko's and they would print these things up. Closed door self-hypnosis, 12 devices. Heterohypnosis, which is now hypnotic influence blueprint, internal power centers. And this was the manipulation book. The reason I bring that up is because a lot of times when I talk to people, they want to do something, they want to write, or they want to create something, and they feel like I don't even know where to start. And the biggest thing that I can tell you, and I'll be covering some of it tonight as we get into the main material, is that it's all about taking action. And you're going to fail. It's just the way it is. You're going to fail forward. But after many, many years, I created actual books. I figured out how to do it, and I published books. And the point is that in the beginning, it might not be perfect, but I'll be honest with you. I think people really felt like they were getting something special when they got these printed books from Kinko's, because they probably felt like it's secret material, which obviously it is. But the fact of the matter is, I had no clue what I was doing. I had no clue understanding how any of these things worked. And really what it came down to is just taking action. And that's the biggest thing is you can read books all day long. You can watch videos. You can do a lot of stuff. But the fact of the matter is, if you are not taking action, and that includes your training, you're working out, you're not going to get incredible energy if you're not going to do the training and everything that goes along with it. It just goes without saying, right? You don't get in shape by doing nothing. You have to get in motion in order to make that happen. So we've got a few minutes before we officially get started. Does anyone have any questions before we get started? Anything that I might be able to answer for anyone that would like to come on? Just raise your hand, and you can raise your hand either physically, or you can also raise your hand below, which is under the reactions. And raising the hand would look like that. If you just saw what I just did, raise my hand. So if you want to if you raise your hand, I can find out if you want to ask a question, comment, question about anything. Could be the 7-day Inception protocol. It could be about any of the other material. It could be about something totally outside of it that you think I might be able to answer, or maybe I won't be able to answer it because, hey, I don't know everything, but I do know a lot of really cool things that I'm going to teach tonight. And the fact that we're on the back end of the year makes this even more special, because I think this will be my last workshop of the year. But I think it's a good jumpstart for everyone that's on this call to be able to really start setting your sights for the next year. But in reality, whether you're listening to this for the first time in December, as we are right now, December 1st, or it's after that period of time, you're still going to be able to use the information, because the fact of the matter is we are always at a pivot point in our life where we can make a move, right? I call them the magic moves. And we're going to talk about some of those magic moves today in order to propel you forward, whether it is for you wanting to become better at energy, mind force, hypnotic influence, relaxation, focus, perception and awareness, healing abilities, manifestation, whatever it is, we're going to set you on a trajectory for what that looks like. And if it makes sense for you, then do it. And again, back it by action. It takes work. Nothing really matters unless you work at it. And that's the way I've always looked at things, is that as I was coming along in this work over 28 years, it'll be 29 years next year, 28 years this year. I hope I don't look that old to be doing something for 28 years, but I probably do. But the fact of the matter is that for 28 years, I've put in the work. I've put in the flight time. And I knew that even if I wasn't as talented as others, that if I put in the flight time, I would get maybe better results than somebody that was more talented, that had more natural abilities than I did, which makes sense. So we'll be getting started in about 5 minutes. Any questions before we kick off? Anything at all? Type it in the chat. If you don't want to speak, that's fine. And I'm happy to answer as best I can for anyone that has any questions. So it doesn't look like we have any questions. So we're just gonna wait for more people to come in a couple minutes, and then we'll go ahead and get started. By the way, this is my new studio, and I set it up really so that it's a little bit more enjoyable than a regular background and a standard Zoom call. If you've been on Zoom calls, they get a little lackluster after a while. So I set this up to be able to have a little bit more of a professionalism. And one of the things I've been teaching some of the folks that I've been working with is really how to set yourself up to have the most professional look with everything you do, whether it's your website, whether it's your presentations, whether it's your business cards, whether it's the material that you have, because that's what you're known by, is what you're leading with, right? And so no matter what business you're in, what market, what kind of thing that you're looking to do, it all comes down to presentation. And that presentation being that you want to show your best side all times. Sometimes you'll see me in a hoodie or a sport or like a sports jacket, like an Adidas jacket. And then other times in a sport coat. And I mentioned this on a recent training that I did, but the fact of the matter is you should always dress for the impression that you want to give to people. And I know that sounds like, yeah, I get it, but guess what? So many people don't know it. I coach so many people that are earning really good money that have no clue how to dress, really. They have no idea how to make an impression. It's amazing that they're as successful as they are based on that. But these are little tips that are going to take you far in life, no matter where you're at, whether you're working and healing people, you want to look as presentable as possible. One of my early mentors said to me way back when, he said, Al, it really doesn't matter what kind of car you drive. He said, just make sure that the car's always clean, inside and out. because he said people judge you based on your car. They don't care if you have a older car where doesn't have to be a fantastic ride, but the fact that it's clean on the inside and out, that's the key. And you know what? That's one of my pet peeves, man. I have to keep my car clean because if somebody gets in my car, I want them to see that it's a respect issue, just like your house, right? You wouldn't want somebody to come in your house if it was all jacked up. And the same thing's true with your car. And that's where I totally believe, and when it comes to your appearance, the same way. Some people don't care about their appearance, they just want to look whatever, well, you get whatever results. And I want to provide for you the best results you can possibly get, because it's all going to tie together the way it always has when it comes to mindset, energy, manipulation, all of these different things. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to kick it off. Let me know. And by the way, anything, if you can't hear me or you can't see anything properly, just let me know. I'm still, I would say I'm a novice at doing these Zoom calls and setting up the studio and everything like that to make it an enjoyable experience. So I want to make sure that as we get this thing kicked off, that I'll be able to answer any questions you might have, and also make sure that I'm coming across, that you can hear me, and so on and so forth. So for whatever reason you can't hear me, I do have my chat open. If you do, okay, so no video of you, but I can see in here. Okay, that's good. David, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know all the technical difficulties that can come up with that, but who knows? I mean, it could be anything from internet connection to Zoom to whatever. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it and start talking about what we want to talk about. Let me know if you can see the screen there.
Yeah.
PowerPoint slide.
Yes.
You guys see it all? Good enough?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Excellent. That's awesome. So I've called this before instant mindset and vital energy, but today I'm switching up a little bit and still instant mindset and vital energy because I am going to cover those things. But I wanted to talk about something that I've been working on. I mean, I've been doing it for years and it's been part of the inner circle for years. Is your shadow versus your persona. And if you've never heard about these things, I'm going to explain them from my perspective. You could go online and look it up and figure it out. But I'm going to explain it to you from my perspective, from the energy and the mind force and how it's going to work for you. As well as some other things. You have to stay till the end because we're going to do something at the end called the money game, which you're going to love, right? It's going to really set a trajectory for you for the future, which is important, right? We really want to make sure that everyone's got the right trajectory. Mindset, maximize, and manifest. That's my thing, right? The right mindset, being able to maximize the energy, and then you'll be able to manifest the things you want, whether that's lifestyle, energy, health. It's all within your mind, body, and spirit. We have a lot to unpack tonight. Everything that I show you has a specific intent and has been thought out ahead of time. So there's nothing that I'm doing in this situation where I'm not aware of what's going on. I mean, I'm aware of everything that's going on in the situation. I went through all the slides, took a look at them, said, okay, is this going to impact the individuals that I'm going to be talking to? That was my major number one priority. So who wants to go deep down the rabbit hole? It's a question, but it's kind of a statement that we are going to go deep down the rabbit hole of your mind, body, and your spirit, your consciousness. And we're going to take it, I think, to a good level. So the doorway to transformation has just opened for you. So imagine that doorway opening in your mind of transformation, whatever that means to you, because it doesn't matter to me, or it doesn't matter what I think about anything. The only thing that matters tonight is you. That's the only thing that matters, because anything that I talk about is designed to assist you, bottom line. And that's really what it is. So I'm going to cover this really quickly, but not go into great detail. I'm going to formulate around it, but just so for anybody that doesn't know, these are the 6 pillars and cylinders for success with the Mind Force method. We start with mindset, which is hypnotic influence, mindset domination. We go to energy, which is qigong, chi energy, chi power. Number 3, we go to focus, and the focus is the meditation and relaxation. We go to perception and awareness, which is psychic energy. We go to manifestation and abundance, which is obviously laws of attraction, manifestation, those type of things. And then we go to healing, which is a wide range of things. Now, by the way, if you haven't gotten access to the 7-day inception, you should get a copy of that. The 7-day inception is really a great program. It's something that I came up with several years ago, quite frankly, and I decided that I wanted to bring it back because it was such a good program. And the 7-day inception was definitely something that people liked, right? And the 7-day inception was designed to get you access to the 6 pillars, 6 cylinders, dirt cheap. It was actually too inexpensive. It was a test, and I did name your own price, and I had some other pricing thing. But the thing is, most people that get it for cheap, they never do it. And yet I packed so much good information in there that it's amazing. But people, unless they invest, they're not invested, right? And that's a key point for all of you to understand, is that you have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in what it is that you want to become successful at. Otherwise, you're not going to get the results. So write this down. I'm here to please myself. That's who you're here to please, not me. And you never are. Because in less than a couple hours, you're going to be empowered and activated, be a new and more powerful version of yourself. I'll shift you where you'll have a sense of clarity and you'll feel as though you're unstoppable. And you will be. Because together we're going to define your mindset, your mission, and the moves that it takes for that transformation. And I know some people that attend workshops like this, they always think, okay, what's the catch? You know, he's here to pitch products and that kind of thing. And that's not me at all. I mean, I will send an offer to you if you're so inclined, but it's going to be something that's going to benefit you should you decide to go that route. But I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to give you great information. So if you did nothing else, you never bought anything from me, I promise you're going to get great value from this session tonight. And that's really my goal. I'm a best-selling author. When I say best-selling, they're best-selling because I sell my own books. I mean, they're self-published. Most of them are on Amazon. I've been selling them for over 10 years. I get residuals every single month. And there's not a lot of authors that can say that they have books that are longevity. They really don't. And so that's what I've been doing, right? And I just wrote my immersion book. It came out in, I think it was August or July or August, very successful. And I have a new version coming out, Immersion for Real Estate Professionals, because I've been involved in the real estate profession for quite some time. And so that book is really good because it's good for business, but it's also good from the perspective of the mindset of somebody that isn't either in business or not in business. And then this is just a little bit of a list of my courses that you can see, all over the place. And it ranges from, my books, which are probably the least expensive, all the way up to coaching. I do executive coaching. So a lot of times people will pay me 15, 20,000. Companies will pay me a lot more than that to coach executives, coach people. And it really is interesting how that works. Okay. And so it runs the gamut of what I can provide to somebody. And that's really what it comes down to. And so I'm a mentor and coach, and every high performance athlete, business executive, entrepreneur, doctor, healer, actor, even stay at home moms need a coach and a mentor to help them excel at what they do. And my number one goal for you is to have a transformational breakthrough in whatever way you want to have that breakthrough, financially, emotionally, physiologically, right? No matter how small or large. And I want you to give me your honest feedback so that I can share it with others. Because my entire goal is really to affect change with people in the world, which I've been doing for over 20 years professionally in this business, but I've also been doing it professionally in other businesses. And I've always believed in giving back. I've always believed in giving more detailed information than I need to. But I want you to know that I'm not without my issues in terms of trauma, because we all have it. But let me tell you about the day I almost died at 7 years old. I lost my mother that day because from that day forward, I would never be allowed to live with my mom because of what she had done to my brother and I. Some of you may have heard this story before, and if you have, that's okay. But when I was 7 years old, Christmas Eve, my brother and I were jacked up little kids getting ready for Christmas. And my mother, I guess, thought we were a little too riled up, and she gave us tranquilizers. She was mentally ill, alcoholic and mentally ill, and she gave us tranquilizers. And if it had not been for the fact that we were going to a Christmas party, a relative's Christmas party that night, and my uncle was coming to pick us up, we would have died. So I spent that Christmas Eve, I think it was probably 71 going into 72, I think. And I spent that Christmas Eve in the hospital getting my stomach pumped. And then I woke up in my grandmother's house, which was my father's mother. And the relationship I had with my mom was never the same. Now, I understood even at that early age that she didn't do it on purpose, that she wasn't well. But it still didn't change the fact that the relationship that I had with my mother after that was totally different, because I was never able to live with her again. And it's sad. It's sad. She went through a lot of things that I now understand. I understand that a lot of her issues that she had were spiritual issues, demonic attacks and so forth. And I know some of you go, oh, that's a little crazy. But you either believe in the spirit world or you don't. You can't have it both ways. Really can't. I also had 3 kids by the time I was 26 years old. I was broke as a joke, but I wouldn't change anything because I love my kids. This was the hardest time financially for me, but I was determined to figure it out. And, all my kids are older than 26, and only one of them has a child. And so I always say, you guys have it so easy. You don't have those responsibilities, but I chose those responsibilities, and I'm good with that. I've also been separated twice, and I've been married for 34 years. Because relationships are never easy, but you need to decide if you're really in love or not. And my wife and I are in love, and we're willing to fight for our marriage, right? And we have so far, right? No, there's nothing guaranteed for tomorrow, but at this point we're doing great, right? But we went through those rocky times. I've been through those times where you're crying and you wonder if it's the end of your life as you know it, right? So the way I want to start this off is I want to start this off with a meditation. And this meditation I call the center of the universe, center of the love universe, because love is the highest essence of vibrational energy that you can ever experience. And love attracts positive and repels negative. So we're going to go into the meditation room and we're going to meditate. And this is going to be the center of the love universe, the meditation room. And we've got this universal thing here. And I'm going to play some music as well. Get us in the mood. And I'm going to take myself off camera so that we can relax into the session. I want you to look at that universe as I step you through this little meditation to get us started for tonight, because I believe we want to activate our energy as quickly as possible. So as you look at that, I want you to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take it. Pull it out. Called prenatal breathing. Called Buddhist breathing. Baby breathing. Your stomach goes out and then back. So it goes out on the inhale and goes back on the exhale. I want you to relax. A couple deep breaths. I want you to imagine that you, in this universe, you're in the center of that diagram, that picture. In that center, as you're breathing, as you're relaxing, I want you to take your heart. Your heart is the most sensitive area in your body. It stops beating. You stop beating. One of the areas of your body that you can clear darkness, depression, just about anything because of the power of love, that heart power. I want you to feel that heart. And even if you have to cover your heart with your palms, recognize that, because it is called the heart chakra, the heart vortex. And I want you to imagine, look at me, you can imagine this energy cascading out from your heart into that universe. It's a love energy. It's an energy of love. How do you connect to love? You connect to love based on things you love. Children, spouse, significant other, partner, relatives, parents, profession, whatever it is that causes you to love. Maybe you love animals. I have 2 little dogs and I love them. You love. Feel that emotion. You are at the center of that love universe. I want you to picture yourself standing in the middle of that universe, and that the love energy comes out from you, blesses everyone, everything in that universe. And that you are universal love. So therefore, after this day, everywhere you go, love can be felt by everyone you come in contact with. Not just a feeling, but a physical feeling that they'll feel from you. You'll feel the love expanding off of your body into theirs. Go on a job interview, send that person love. You don't get the job, you send that person more love. You send love to everyone. hear about somebody that did something bad on TV, even a heinous crime, and you send love to them. You send love to them so that they will be healed. Whatever challenge they have. So you become that love universe. When you become part of the love universe, little things don't get you down as much. Now you are the ultimate giver. Doesn't matter if you have $1, a dime, a nickel, or $1 million. You're giving something much more precious. You're giving love. You can feel my energy right now. If you can, you should feel that energy almost to the point of tears. Sometimes this will hit you emotionally, as it is hitting me emotionally right now. And I think of all the things I love. It's okay. Because your emotions, what make you human, and your love is what makes you more powerful human. Those that have walked this earth that have been full of love have been the ones that have made the greatest difference. To now come back. And if you could, type in the chat box, what did you feel? Did you feel a blissful and euphoric energy? Did you feel calm and relaxed? Please type into the chat. Let me know. Peace and power, Raphael. Thank you. Peaceful, peace, serenity. Relaxed, peace. Relaxed. Surprised. Calm and relaxed. That's fantastic. Because that's what you want to feel in an exercise like that. And you can do an exercise like that all the time. In fact, you should do it all the time. It only took a few minutes. Grateful, calm and relaxed. I have a affirmation I say, I'm calm and relaxed at all times, because that's how I want to be, calm and relaxed at all times. And when we talk about all the pressures that go along in this world and in this life, we talk about how to deal with it, how to cope. I always tell people, you cope with what you control what you can. You cope with what you can't. And then you measure what matters in your life. You control what you can, you cope with what you can't, and then you measure what matters. That's a power essence. No, because life is not always going to be easy. We're always going to have pain from time to time. I mean, the last couple of years has been painful for so many people in so many ways. And it just seems like it's been a constant amount of pain for a lot of people, which is no fun. And how do you cope with that? Well, it's by using this love mechanism that allows you to be able to experience and understand that you are that center of love. You can be that center of love if you so desire. You can give the love to anyone at any time. You can let them know you're there to love them. I think that's a super exercise and something you can do. And it's really a matter of feeling that energy, right? And I teach people how to grow their energy and build their energy so that it's not just a thought, oh, I'm sending my energy. It's a physical representation. I can guarantee you, if you were in this room right now, you can feel it in your room, but I could fill this room up with such a loving energy. Amazing. That's what I've been doing for 28 years. There are three types of people. There are those who want to do things totally on their own, maybe reinvent the wheel. There are those who want to do it by themselves, but follow a system, kind of self-paced. Then there are those who use a mentor or coach and commit to put their best foot forward to transform themselves and have massive breakthroughs at a rapid pace. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because whether we work together or not, you should align yourself with somebody that can help you to get to where you want to go, whatever that means to you. You also have to surround yourself with those on the same mission as you. If you've been on any of my other workshops, I always have this. I don't know if I'll ever get rid of this picture. So powerful. Look at that picture. I probably should use this for the meditation because it brings such a energy to it that is absolutely amazing. Here. Amazing. I just love it. But you have to. But imagine what your life would look like if you could create a powerful vision, an unbreakable strategy, and a dominant mindset to set a pathway to reach your goals in the next 90 days, or as fast as 90 days, as little as 90 days, right? What is your goal, right? Is it getting in shape? Is it financial situations? Is it learning a new skill? Is it energy work? Is it learning to heal? What is it? You have to define what that vision is. And then you have to have a strategy to get it. And then the mindset to say, okay, I'm going to go get it. And then of course you have to have the right training in order to get the result that you're looking for. That's just the way it is. It's never going to change. Oh, by the way, I am going to get you some instant mindset and vital energy gifts. You'll get an email either tonight or tomorrow with a link to the gifts page. And there's great resources on that page that you can tap into and get more great information. My biggest thing for you is that you'll take some of the things that I'm sharing with you and use them and not just pass it off as, oh, well, it's another workshop, because these techniques have worked for me and others for many, many years. And this is the tip of the iceberg. This is the tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg. The iceberg over the water is this big, and down below it's massive. That's what the chi energy and the mind force is an amazing amount of energy underneath. There's no question about it. But let me ask you this. Does this sound like you? You always have big dreams, but you keep missing them. No energy, lack vitality. Lack self-confidence. Many do. And I work with really sharp people. Be surprised how many don't have confidence. Aren't building enough health, energy, and wealth for yourself. A lot of us found that out in the last couple of years. We need to be more healthy. Constantly stressed out. How can you not be? In the last couple of years has been crazy. Don't know how to control your mind. And again, all of this ties into this outside force that attacked everyone in the world a couple of years ago, which is still prevailing. Whether it's real now or not, doesn't matter. It's still prevailing based on everything that happened. You aren't earning what you should be. You're undervalued and underappreciated. This is a big thing. You might have money, but other areas of your life suffer. I coach many people that have a lot of money, yet they have issues other than money, because money's not everything. You don't regularly work out or eat right. You don't invest in yourself. Your life just seems too complex. A lot of us are like that. But let's talk about how we handle some of these issues. Your persona versus your shadow. As we talk about this mindset, instant mindset, where do we get the instant mindset? And we're already getting there. By doing that meditation that we just did is a powerful representation of what you can do instantly You can change your emotions. You can relax instantly. You may be in a bad mood. Somebody can tick you off. You can change like that on a dime. And you've got these three factors. You've got a conscious mind, you've got a subconscious mind, and you got a superconscious mind. And the conscious mind is your conscious thoughts. You are making things, possible based on your conscious actions. Subconscious is really running the show because it's taking everything that you do consciously and cataloging it, good, bad, or indifferent. And then the superconscious mind is when you understand the power of your subconscious, you can then open up to this superconscious, which gives you that superman or superwoman abilities where you can actually make a change in your life. And that's what I talk about when I talk about mind force and energy and spirit and soul. These all come together, right? It's kind of like your conscious mind is the body, right? The subconscious mind is the mind force, right? And then the superconscious mind is like the soul, right? So your soul is really you. One of these days, your body's going to die. My body's going to die. And the soul is going to go somewhere else. We don't maybe really know exactly where it's going to go, but that's what's going to happen. And if you don't believe in that, do some research on it. But that's where we're at as far as that soul. But there's a persona versus your shadow. And so your persona is the impression of yourself that you express to the outside world, no matter what you do. You may be a doctor, a lawyer, an attorney, a ditch digger. You may have gone to Yale, or you might just got out of jail. But your persona is that impression that the outside world sees, that you give them. Maybe you're showing everybody that you're a nice guy or gal, but you're a rotten sucker. Yeah. And guess what? Could be the opposite way around. There are probably some gang members that pretend to be mean people, thugs, when in reality, they're really a nice person underneath. They can't show it in that environment. That's your persona. Your shadow is the impression of yourself hidden from the world. It's the sneaky you. It's the hidden you. It's the, I'm going to sneak a cigarette on the side of the building you that nobody knows about, but you know about. Same thing for drink. Same thing for looking at porn. Same thing for doing any kind of activity that would be construed as that shadow self. The shadow self can be emerged and activated and addressed. And I show that in the first month of the inner circle. Shadow work's very important because we all have it. Right? I mean, we can find examples of it everywhere from every type of person, whether it's a preacher, a pastor, a president of the United States, an athlete, an actor. We've all got a shadow. Some people have a darker shadow than others. How do you remove that shadow? A lot of it comes down to identifying the shadow, number one, and understanding that it's normal to have that shadow element and that you can address it, because a lot of times the shadow is going to hold you back. Because I'm going to cover a couple other things that are going to identify why it holds you back. Because you have this persona, and even you might even think sometimes, man, these people think I'm this way and I'm really not. They think I'm goody two shoes, but I'm a wild child. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. And then there's your alter ego. It's a second or different version of yourself, just like there's Batman and then there's Bruce Wayne. Two separate alter egos. That's the best way to describe it. but you can have an alter ego or many alter egos. In fact, I have an alter ego. When I'm speaking to you here, I have a different personality. I have a different demeanor, a different candor than probably a little bit different. Many people are like that. You can be one way and then another, like an actor, an actress. You can flip a switch and become the doctor. You can flip a switch and become the salesperson. You can flip a switch and become the mom. And then when you go out with your husband and your friends, you become the wife. You go out with your other friends, you become the party girl or the party guy, your alter ego. Now, obviously, there's a fine line between all of these, and they all work together. And if you understand how they work to your benefit. And again, some of you may be thinking, what's this have to do with energy? It all has to do with energy, because energy controls all of these things. When you've got an alter ego that's out of control, your energy is out of control. It's sporadic. It's flying all over the place. When you've got your shadow that's taking over, and the shadow is causing you pain based on these shadowy activities, what do you think your energy is like? Like terrible. You've got to clean your energy. Show you how to do that too. Most people don't get the fact they have to clean their energy. You have to clean your energy. Always. Always. Then you have imposter syndrome. Feelings of self-doubt despite your accomplishments. I can't tell you how many people I coach and associate with that have this, because they never feel they're good enough. They can't let go of the past. And even if they had some trauma in their past, they still feel like they're an imposter. Well, I know I coached a woman just the other day. She's, I'm making $150,000 a year, and I can't believe this. I can't believe I'm earning that kind of money. Not me. I didn't graduate high school. Yet she is. So she has to bring in together all of these elements of her psyche and her energy so that she can become and she can understand how these all work. See, because first time I brought this imposter syndrome up to somebody, they'd never heard of it. It's, what do you mean? I said, you think you're an imposter. You're sitting in this boardroom, you're making all this money, you're dictating policy to all these people, and yet in your mind, you're that little 10-year-old boy. You're like, what am I doing here? I'm not this guy, and yet you are. So you've got these elements to yourself that, as long as you understand them, and you should after this, you should do a deep dive on all of these 4 things that I talked about: the persona, the shadow, right? We talked about the alter ego and the imposter syndrome. You should take a look and do a deep dive for yourself. And if you have somebody you can share that with, I do it with people all the time. What's your shadow look like? Let's talk about the shadow. Most people don't want to. I do a ritual where I'll have them go into a bathroom with a candle and look in the mirror with that shadow. Dredge up garbage. Not easy, but very helpful. And it's definitely something that you will want to do. Core of mind, force, and vital energy is this energy-mind connection. And if you've been to any of my workshops, you've seen this diagram or something very similar to it. Can't have one without the other. A lot of times I'll coach people and they'll say, I just want to build up my energy. I'm like, hey, that's a great idea. But if you build up energy, but your mindset, your mind force is subpar, you're only going to be sending out energy that's bad. Now, you guys did that love meditation. That's a meditation that you can bring anywhere with you. You can bring that love energy anywhere you go. And you want to bring that to everyone you know. And see, when you start doing that consciously, you then start to do it unconsciously and subconsciously. And so that as you're, when you first, like tomorrow, when you go out, and you meet people, whatever you do, work, social, send that energy out. As you walk into the room, I want you to get that feeling of love. Spread that love around the room. Everyone know, man, I'm here to love everyone. Love you all. Doesn't matter what you've done. Doesn't matter what you've ever said to me that I didn't like. Send you the love. Fill that room up with love. Let me know if you don't get phenomenal results from that. What's going to happen even more impressively is that as you do that consciously, you then start to do it unconsciously, which means when you walk in the room, you no longer have to think, I'm going to love up this room. Now, here's a key thing. We talk about mindset, mind force, is a lot of times people will say, this love stuff, that's not my thing. I mean, I love people and everything, but this seems a little, soft. Guys usually say that to me. Women love it, of course. But the energy flows where the attention goes. And you have to learn that the way you're going to manipulate your energy the best through love, euphoric, blissful, euphoric and blissful energy, love energy. That's how you're going to get the most results. You can get results the other way. There's a yin and yang. Yin is the soft energy, the flowing energy. Yang is the more hard, the more repelling, which is good in some cases. And there are certain ways you use both. The fact of the matter is you're always going to get better results with yin than you are going to get with yang for most interpersonal things. Yang is great for martial arts. Yang is great for if you need it for a specific purpose to repel. Like yang you can use to repel negativity. Yang you can use to repel entities and things that are not of a blissful nature. So yang energy can certainly be used in a very, very positive way, just as yin energy can be used in a positive way. They're like superpowers. And these are things that as I'm teaching, I want you to market that. These are my superpowers, the yin energy and the yang energy. These are my superpowers. And where the energy flows, where the attention goes. So if I have my attention on a certain thing, let's say I have my attention on something that is negative, where the energy goes. What do you think's going to happen? Not going to be attracting much. That's for sure. Instant negative mindset is omnipotent. Fear, doubt, anger, anxiety, worry. These are the demons. These are things that you don't ever want to deal with. Yet they're there. So how do we get rid of them? Because they're always going to be there or be hovering. Fear, doubt, anger, anxiety, worry. Take each one of those and break it down. Why? Why am I fearful? What do I doubt? Why am I getting so angry over such little? I get angry over little things sometimes too. And I laugh about it and go, oh my God, why was I getting upset about that stupid thing? Fear is usually not real, unless it is. Real fear is you walk in the woods and a bear comes out and is ready to eat you. That's real fear. Or somebody, sticks a gun in your ribs. That's real fear. Real fear is not, oh my God, I'm going to lose my home or I'm going to lose my job. That's not real fear. That's fictitious in your mind. Could happen, but it probably won't. And you're thinking about something before it ever happened that's not even positive. Do you see how this is affecting your energy? Any of these things that are in your mind at the time that your energy is going out, it totally stops anything that you're looking to attract. How many people I talk to on these weekly calls that I do that want to attract, manifest, law of abundance, all these types of things, and yet their energy is this is them. It's not going to happen ever. Maybe by luck, but not by actually working it. You have these things in your mind and you're sending it out with your energy. It's even worse. See, but now you know, so you can't hide. Sorry to say that, but you can't hide because it's a reality in your life now. It always was anyway. It doesn't matter. But now this fear, doubt, anger, and anxiety, you got to get rid of it. You got to remove it. You've got to extinguish it and exterminate it because it will ruin your life. Don't let it ruin your life. And I'll tell you this, instant positive mindset is also omnipotent. Faith, confidence, love, abundance, happiness. You're not going to have the fear, the doubt, anxiety when you have faith and confidence, happiness, love, abundance. See, these are all a mindset. These are as much a mindset as the other ones are the mindset. So why not have these as the mindset instead of the other ones? Because the other ones are only going to hurt you. They're only going to hurt you. There's no good that can come from this last batch of baddies. Fear, doubt, anxiety, anger. There's nothing that's ever going to come. But these are the ones you want. Faith, confidence, love, abundance, happiness. I convert all energy to love, abundance, and happiness. Love, abundance, and health, right? That's how you think constantly. And some of you are thinking, okay, I don't know if I could do that all the time. Well, guess what? You can if you train yourself. You've already trained yourself to be negative. You know why? Because you watch the news and you listen to all the garbage that's on TV and all the stuff about this, that, and the other. And you go, oh my God, the world's falling apart. I can't believe it. And maybe it is falling apart. But guess what? Why do you have to participate in that tragedy? You don't. You don't have to participate. And as it relates to that, there's a poverty versus prosperity consciousness. I pulled this offline. Of course, I know these things, but why not? If you can find a resource that kind of isolates it, why not use it? And I find this to be true because, again, I'm coaching people every week. And they're giving me their mental garbage. I'm not a mental garbage man. Don't bring me your mental garbage. I'm teaching you how to handle it. If you don't want to handle it, I don't want to tell you, right? The first couple sessions, it's like, I'm going to teach you how to get rid of the garbage. If you keep letting the garbage come into your house, whose fault is it? That's the way you got to look at it. Abundance consciousness is an attitude of gratitude. You want to receive graciously, give willingly. You give that love out. You want others to succeed. You can't give out love and say, I'm going to give love to everybody except for that guy over there because he did something to me, whatever, or she did something to me. Set goals. You take inspired action. If there's anything that you're going to get from this session tonight, you must take action tomorrow or today. But don't wait. Don't say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start this up next year. No, forget next year. Tomorrow is the day. If not today, depending upon what your times are. Develop life plans. What is your life plan? I asked it at the beginning of the session. What are you looking to do in the next year? You want to exude happiness and joy. See, happiness and joy, some people may not know how to identify that, but they can identify love. Love turns into the happiness and joy. You want to be able to embrace change. Continuously learn and grow. You've always got to be learning. I'm always learning, always reading, always looking for people that can teach me more than what I already know. You want to forgive past mistakes and others. This is a big one. You've got to be able to forgive and forget. It's tough. Really tough. Forgive past mistakes of yourself and others. Sometimes it's tough. I mean, we've all been violated. I mean, I've been violated maybe as much, maybe more than some of you. It happens. It's life. Get over it, right? Move on. You can't lay down. You got to allow positive energy to flow. Now, see, when somebody writes that, you got to allow positive energy to flow. They don't really know what they're talking about. They just say that. But now you know that there's a direct physical connection to this positive energy. It's not just, oh yeah, you've got a great energy. No, it's an energy. Can feel, and that when you don't feel the right way, it goes out the wrong way. Same thing with the think positive thoughts. Some people go, I think positive thoughts, and yet they're in this fear, doubt, anxiety, anger bit. No, that's not a positive thought. Express positive ideas. But scarcity is this, all of this garbage from before: worrying, critical behavior, holding grudges. The big one. Got to forgive people. Not easy. I get it. Just forgive them. Because guess what? The karma is going to come around to you if you don't do that. I've told this to people all the time, is I get 10 my energy is a 10x system. What that means is that I give 10x back in energy to whoever gives me whatever. You want to give me love? I'm going to give you 10x. Give me money? I'm going to give you 10x. Steal my money? Guess what? You get 10x of whatever that is. Steal $1 from me? You'll have 10 stolen from you. That's fine. That's my energy. But you want to give me $1? I'm going to 10x that dollar. You're going to get $10 back. See, that's my concept of energy. But you set your own energy up anyway. You blame others for failures. Oh, that wasn't because of me. That was because of the other person. You fear change. Know-it-all behavior. This is a big thing for people over 40. Everybody over 40 thinks they know everything. And we don't, right? We just don't. Hoarding behavior. Oh my God, this is one of the most disgusting habits ever. If you're a hoarder, stop it. Whatever you have to do, start tonight and stop doing that. You never set goals. Feeling you don't have enough. Maybe you don't, but feeling you don't have enough doesn't change the situation. And then you blame circumstances for things. I grew up in a bad neighborhood. My parents were alcoholics. Listen, we all have baggage. We all have this stuff. Hey, I almost died when I was 7. Somebody else was, my wife was sexually molested by her cousin when she was, a young kid. All these things happen, right? Everyone has trauma, right? And the way people deal with this trauma is highly dependent upon how they create prosperity or poverty in their mind. Because if you let the trauma beat you up, it will. But you've got to have a way to release the trauma. You've got to let go of the trauma. Somebody violated you. I get it. Nobody wants to deal with that. What's interesting is that I coach a lot of people and they're like, Al, you're giving me better results than when I went to a therapist. I said, probably the reason is because your therapist is in worse shape than you are. And a lot of times that's the case with therapists. I've spoken to a lot of therapists and a lot of them are messed up. They don't know how to realign the energy that comes at them from these negativities. And oftentimes they're only dealing with negativities from people. And so a lot of times people to go to therapy think, okay, therapy is really just a way for me to talk to somebody, let them know all the garbage that's happening in my life, which I understand. I get it. I mean, it is good to do that. What a coach does, what I do, I redirect the energy to make it positive. You're not coming to me to dump garbage on my mind over the phone or take my good energy and vampire me for your own devices. That's not how it works. My job is to make you an exceptional human being. And I do that by increasing your level of energy, your mind force, and your soul and your spirit. I don't do it by just, oh yeah, tell me about all your problems. And then I give you some quack solution. And then you come back and tell me, oh, it was terrible, this, that, and the other. I get it. I understand it. I've done it, right? Money doesn't create power. Power, it's the power that I've been talking about this entire time. My mic's off. Nobody can hear? Oh, somebody else has their mic on. Oh, okay. All right. Just checking on that. But this is the power. That love power feels good. That's going to create the money. When you create a persona that people enjoy, they want to give you money. You see, money doesn't just happen. Sometimes it does. But you have to put yourself into the experiences to get it. Ticket. But money doesn't create power. Power creates money. True story. Now, when you're a mind force specialist, you'll know how to control your mind for results. You'll understand the internal energy and how to regulate it. Is it too much yin? Is it too much yang? You know, what do I have to do to get it into equilibrium? Important. I've trained some guys in yang energy who were martial artists. I had this one guy, nicest guy in the world, but his yang energy was like, he was literally, he stroked out 5 people. Work. Now, some people would say, oh yeah, he really did that. Yeah, he really did that. Because when I would get on the phone with him, it was almost unbearable. And I'm sure he was doing that to people. He didn't do it on purpose. He was a nice guy, but he was too yang. He was a guy that would break coconuts with his palms. He was sending the energy through his palms, breaking coconuts, and it was too much yang. You'll have a calm and relaxed mindset, just like we talked about before, which is good. You'll have minimal stress, which I think everybody wants. You'll love life, and every day is an adventure. This all starts with this love energy. Start to love everything, your life. Let me know. Is that better? You guys hear me better? Okay. Oh man. Well, if it doesn't come out, we'll have to do this again sometime. There's always something with technical issues, especially with Zoom and all these things. I think I was on a Zoom call a couple months ago and the mic was really low. Somebody's snoring. What's not me. So you'll have systems that allow greater impact. You'll understand the secret to accelerating your success by investing in yourself. You'll experience greater respect, admiration, and appreciation from your spouse and your family. But why this method is different is because I've developed a system with hard and soft skill development, right? So it's designed to super infuse your body with vital energy, but then also to harness an instant mindset to become what I call a controller, a preeminent controller of body, mind, and spirit, which is where you want to be. When I say controller to some people, they're like, oh, you're trying to manipulate me. Well, everybody's manipulating everybody. Hate to say it, but it's the way it goes. And that's the way it is. We're going to take you from the known to the unknown, which is things you know right now, but to things you don't know. And then we're going to take you from the unknown, something you don't know, so that you know it. So if you can demonstrate to yourself a certain skill set, mindset, strategy, it's no big deal to you. You'll be able to acquire these things. That includes large sums of money, if that's something you desire, because now you understand what it takes to create the connection, the energetic connection, or money getting, if that's something that you desire. This is something that we're going to break down, which I think you're going to get a lot of value at. I want you to write this down. This is called words, mind pictures, and vibratory energy. This is a affirmation that I've been saying probably 25 years, I think. And those of you that have seen me pull out this little wallet from 25 years ago, you'll know that I have these business cards that have my affirmations on the back. And one of the affirmations on this, if I can find it, is right here, is my words heal, quicken, vitalize, prosper, satisfy, and make rich everyone I meet. I've been saying this for 20 years, 25 years. So let me break this down. My words, and this is your words too. So I'm going to say this from your perspective, your words, your words. I want you to picture this because it's a words mind picture, and it's the energy, just like that love energy. It's the same thing, more powerful. My words heal. So my words heal people. My words quicken, which energizes them, vitalizes them, prosper. Now, I want you to get, and if you don't understand some of these words, look them up, because I want you to get this down and understand the power of the words, the mind, and the energy. Satisfy, make rich everyone I meet. Not just some of the people, but all of the people. It's the same concept of the love at 10x. Words heal, quicken, vitalize, prosper, satisfy, and make rich everyone I meet. I still do this affirmation today. Does anyone put in the chat if this is something that is impactful for you? Hope it's not me snoring, by the way. I see you made a note. I can't hear any sound because I'm doing the deal, but I think everyone's on mute for the most part. So I hope it's not me snoring. That would be really weird. Yes. Yeah. And see, when you have an attitude like this, your life becomes so much more powerful because now you're leading. See, this is all giving. This has nothing to do with receiving. You'll notice my words heal, quicken, vitalize, prosper, satisfy, and make rich everyone I meet. So again, a lot of affirmations are me, 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 which a lot of mine are too, but this is specifically one that is designed to be this energetic person that's sharing the love. And this is how you're sharing the love, is my words heal, quicken, vitalize, prosper, satisfy, and make rich. Now you could modify this and say my energy heals, quickens, vitalize, prosper. You could use it from that way. Very much something that you can immediately do. No question about it. But my words heal, quicken, vitalize, prosper, satisfy, and make rich everyone I meet. I've been doing these affirmations from these business cards for, like I said, 25 years. Because I don't want people to think that I'm making stuff up, because I'm not. I'm relaxed and in control at all times. There it is. Bold and confident. There's my business card from 25 years ago. Bluestone Consulting. I expect success every day. I'm a positive influence on everyone I come in contact with. I attract people to me like a magnet. Everyone I talk to wants to get involved in business with me. I believe in the perfect outcome of every situation in my life. I am disciplined and stay focused on my goals. And those are just a few, but every day I would take these. Now I have them on my phone, but every day I would keep these in my wallet. And as I was sitting at my desk or I was waiting on an appointment, I would read these. They kept me focused. They kept me energized. They allowed me to participate in the world in a much higher level than if I was not doing that. And I think it's right before or after I started doing the energy. Because I was always on a pathway. And so these 9 steps, these are the 9 steps I use in my system. Inception, progression, transformation. By the way, if you didn't get the 7-day inception, you can still get it. Just email me or get in contact with my support desk. I'll get you a copy of it. I'll give you a discount off of it. Right now, I think it's $67. I'll give you 30% off, which would make it like $46 if you want to go through that process. If you go through the 7-day inception and you like it, I'll take whatever you paid for it, whatever that discount is, and apply it to any other product that you get, because it's kind of the, initial product. Anyway, assess your skills, discovery and diagnosis, target and game plan. I'm not going to go into great detail because I've got other information on it, but I just want to briefly go over this, because this is the pathway that you take in almost every situation that you have where you're looking to get a transformation. You break it down into steps: assess, diagnose, target, core exercises, ritual development, tactics for breakthrough, feedback loop, coach gives you a feedback loop, unblock and release, and then revitalize and transform. These are the 9 steps. And again, you don't need me to take you through these steps, but obviously it's a lot more helpful when you have the originator of the system taking you through the steps and saying, hey, this is how you get through it. And if you work with me as a coach, the best thing is you're getting live feedback, and I can steer you a lot quicker than if you're doing it on your own. But I want you to become preeminent. Preeminence is distinction, excellence, and supremacy of skills. As I've been working with people for, like I said, over 20 years. I created my first online advertisement to promote my products back in 2001. And I was online before that, but prior to that, I would get orders. I was advertising in magazines, but in 2001, which is over 20 years ago, I ran my first advertisement, which was the official business. The reason I bring that up is because I didn't have any skills. I just was learning. But I was coaching people all the way along. They would buy a product of mine. And of course, I was busy. So they would say, well, I want to learn more. I got your course, but how do I get it to work this way or that way? I'd say, well, listen, I'll set you up. You pay me $100 a month or $200 a month or whatever. And, you can mentor with me. I didn't know anything about coaching or mentoring at the time. I just figured, hey, I got to take people that are serious. But guess what? I was able to take a lot of people to a high level of skill because they were investing in themselves. Skills that will separate you from others, because now you'll be the dominant player in almost everything you do. Even those who think they already understand the matrix of the esoteric or internal will learn a great deal from the system. There's no question about it. I mean, I've trained, believe it or not, Shaolin monks, and I've trained Reiki masters and gurus and all these other whatever. Doesn't mean anything to me. No matter what new endeavor, no matter what the cost, there's always a fear of the unknown. There's always a fear of, can I do it? And so you have to embrace that fear and take action. Action always kills fear. Action always does, even if it's imperfect. And a lot of times what people do is they want to take action, but they're like, it has to be perfect. No, it doesn't. It just has to be action. Because as you start doing the action, you're going to learn, okay, I made a mistake here. I didn't do this. I did that. This didn't work. That did work. And you get better. As real as it gets. Most people have low self-esteem and image of themselves, and they won't let themselves believe this kind of power is real for them. And so they need encouragement. They need somebody to guide them, right? You might be in that position where you're like, I'm halfway there, but I need a push, right? Low self-esteem, by the way, is one of the most, it's the biggest problem that I run into with almost everybody I coach. And many have followed shallow gurus who talk the talk, but didn't back it up with a method that works. I mean, there's so, especially online. I mean, anyone can put up a website and, say that they're going to do all these great things, but they may or may not be able to. And a lot of people are afraid to invest in themselves for fear of failure. They're afraid to take a chance and say, is this really going to work? I was the same way. I said, I'm going to give this thing, 90 days. Working the Qigong. And I said, if it doesn't work, I'm going to quit because I'm not going to waste my time. But guess what? It worked. I felt the power. But I wasn't half-assing it either. I wasn't like, hey, I'm going to dibble dabble. I said, no, I'm going to work out and build up to like an hour and a half a day. Within about a month, I was doing 2 hours of Qi training every morning. I was getting good and strong and my mind was getting strong. That's how you get good fast. You can't get good fast dipping your toe in the water. You're going to be an Olympic swimmer by dipping your toe in the water. I dip my toe in the water. I'm almost there. I think I'll be in the Olympics in 4 years. Not going to happen. Didn't happen to me. And most likely it's not going to happen to you. So you got to take bold action. There's no question about it. You have to decide on your vision, whatever that is. You want to create a strategy or follow one that's already successful. You want to develop a powerful mindset. That's that instant mindset that we talked about. And the two things that hold people back are fear and doubt. We already talked about this, but these are the big ones. Fear and doubt. They're afraid to take that step and doubt. Oh, by the way, everyone that's come on the call when I first started, you got to stay to the end because we're going to do the money game meditation, which you're going to love. And I'm going to take you through it. And I promise you it is going to end your evening well. If it's evening where you're at, if it's not evening, it'll kickstart your day, which in return creates anxiety. Many people have anxiety and they're taking pills for it. I'm going to show you how to remove fear and doubt in a little bit. But first, let me introduce you to Crystal. 24-year-old single mother of two. Started coaching her when she was 24. Small kids, very little experience in sales or business, but she was ready to learn. Within 2 years of my coaching, she scaled her income from like 45K to 89,000. And since that time, she's won her company's $1 million producer award. And, her parents are from Mexico. English is first language now, but, she grew up only speaking Spanish. Her parents speak very broken English. And young kid, a punk. Used to call her the punk, young punk. And, she listened to me. That's all I said is if you listen to me and make mistakes, get results. If you do something else, you'll get something else. So what's your biggest frustration when it comes to getting real results? Your life, your business, your job, or getting in the best shape of your life? What is your biggest frustration? Questions are your biggest asset. You'll notice a lot of the things that I'm asking are in question format because when you ask yourself a question, you have to answer it. So you would rephrase this. What is my biggest frustration? What is it? When it comes to getting results in life, business, getting into shape, you ask yourself that question. What's my biggest frustration? Well, getting in shape, I can't seem to stay on the diet. I can't seem to keep working out. I can't seem to be motivated. And I'll give you the quick story on that is people are motivated to lose weight when there's a reason for them to lose weight. Either health, the doctor says, listen, if you don't lose weight, you're going to die. Okay, I think I'll do that. Or the husband leaves, the wife leaves. It's amazing how quickly people lose weight when their spouse vacates the premises. Next thing you know, they're slim and trim. I ought to tell you something. Everything that you do is based on motivation. It's based on what you want to get out of it. Now I'm going to go over some things here, 3 big tectonic shifts. And a tectonic shift is one that has a massive impact or change in your life. Number 1 is the instant mindset. Why lack of instant mindset is the number 1 reason why you're not getting the results you think you should. Number 2 is vital energy, why you can learn how to build up your energy for more power and vitality. And then number 3 is manifest, consciousness creating, why you must strive to be more aware of the subtle energies around you to create consciousness. So T shift number 1 is instant mindset. And this is the specific integration of subliminal suggestions and affirmations combined with the vital energy. So I shared with you that affirmation that I use, and you'll need to come up with your own affirmations. You know, if you're part of my programs, you know, I force feed that stuff to you so that you will grasp it. But you've got to totally indoctrinate your mind so that you can move forward. 3-second rule, instant mindset, has 100% success rate when applied. What is 3-second rule? It means that the 3 seconds it takes you to do something instead of not doing it. You have to do something that you don't want to do, 3 seconds. If you can do it, and if you can start activating yourself in 3 seconds, you'll probably get it done. You can't, you won't. Subliminal infusion. You must use specific sequences, specific combinations of self-talk and unique technology advancements to create a nuclear effect side of that instant mindset. It's not just affirmations, it's how you do them. It's combinations of subliminals and different things like that make the difference. It's starting to get scratchy, but number 2, maximize vital energy. And that is something that it's a biological process that can be developed just like aerobic jogging or anaerobic weightlifting training. That's probably the difference between what I teach with Chi and what others teach. I teach you how to externalize it, feel it, so other people will be able to feel it. That's why I've had such a high success rate, because I'm not, you know, my thing is this: I will show you how to work it. You're going to feel it for yourself. And when you prove it for yourself, then you know it works. You don't need my opinion on it. I'm going to let you get your own opinion. And there's a sequence of specific specialized techniques to create both forceful yang, which we talked about, and relaxed yin power. You got to have both. It's not one or the other. It's a combination with the right balance. And vital energy is a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual element that can be used instantly if you know how to do it. And it is that physical impression where you can turn it on and off instantly. And then your subconscious and your superconscious will actually, have part of it inside of them. And you're using to manifest specialized methods to tap into your creative consciousness and prosperity consciousness. You have to combine that with energy so that the messages that you're sending out are being delivered with effectiveness. As we had shown you in the one diagram where the energy is going out, with the mind is all messed up with anxiety, fear, and doubt. You have to have a containment system so that when you send out this prosperity consciousness, that you're sending it out with a specific intention that's going to be proper, not one that's negative. Become prosperity conscious, maybe for the first time in your life. Those of you that are already awake, you already understand it, but I provide methods that haven't been taught elsewhere that are designed to allow this process to happen. And I'll be honest with you, it's an indoctrination process. It's an indoctrination process. Have you read and applied the 6 powerful laws in mind? Mindset Blueprint. I give this book away for free. In fact, it's going to be part of the gifts. Has anyone read this book or has a copy and it's sitting in their computer, but they never read it. Anyone read it? If you haven't read it, I encourage you to read it. 6 Powerful Laws of the Mind will really allow you to understand how your mind works. And again, these are the things that are, oh, that's good. Okay. You guys read it. If you take each of those 6 and you just apply them, you're going to get results. There's no doubt that you won't. The only thing that would stop you is when you stop. That's the only thing that stops you. The mindset blueprint, at least from my perspective, in the way I've written all my books, is cut to the core, get to the point, give you the techniques, cut all the fluff out. Here it is on a silver platter. Go use it. It's not in the best grammar. It might not be the best writing style. It's not Shakespeare. Here you go, right? You can use it immediately. I want you to be able to take concepts, use it immediately, not it's going to take, 5 years for you to get this. No, that would be a waste of time. Anyway, if you haven't read it, why not? Always ask yourself the question, why or why not? As you're going through any process, why or why not? Why would I do this or why would I not do that? Why am I not losing weight? Why am I not doing this? Why am I not doing that? And see, your mind, when you're honest with yourself, and usually you're more honest with yourself than, like, if you were talking to somebody, you might not be honest about your situation. But when you talk to yourself, you can't lie to yourself. You already know. And you say, why am I not able to get this right? If you really meditate and contemplate, you're going to get an answer. That's also why you have a coach, is to say, why am I missing the mark? I've got all these talents and abilities and I can't seem to get it done. Anyway, the 6 pillars, real quickly: Qigong, esoteric meditation, psychic powers. Psychic powers always bothers people. Healing methods, prosperity consciousness, and then hypnotic influence. These were all put together by design because they all fit together perfectly. They all complement one another. When I used to first start teaching, like even when I go into executive, somebody would say, hey, I read your book about psychic powers. Tell me a little more about that. Like, yeah, sure. It's not a mystery. But when it's put in that type of situation, people look at it from a different perspective, like, some kind of pseudoscience or whatever, and whatever. So here's what I want you to focus on. As we go into the new year, it's not about the new year. It's about the new month, right? You really want to get activated now because you want to get a month start to practice whatever you're going to be doing in the new year. So you want to lose weight in the new year? Start now. You want to get in shape? Start now. You want to make money? Start now. You want to get money? Start now. You want a new job? Start now. And then you plan on a 90-day increments. Chunk it out. 90 days, 12 months, 3 years. What does your life look like during those times? And scale it out. Videotape it. Use a software board like I use, Trello. Write it down on a notepad. Got goals on my whiteboard right there. I got a whiteboard over there. Got 3 of them over there. I'm mapping out the plan. 90 days. Where do you want to be in 90 days? What does that mean? I don't know. Give me a call. Let's have a conversation. Every single person on this call should be blowing up my appointment setting and having a conversation with me. The only reason you won't get on a phone with me is you're afraid I'm going to try to sell you something, which who cares even if I did? I mean, is that going to hurt you? You've got to get over it and say, hey, how can this guy help me? How can this man get me from where I am to where I want to go? And what is it going to, what is the price that I have to pay? Not what you pay me, but the price you have to pay to get the thing you want. You want to get in shape? There's a price to pay. You want a new job? There's a price to pay. I know there's people on this call right now that I recognize the names who have said, I want another job, man. I hate what I'm doing. Give them advice. I don't know if they've taken it or not. I'll give you the structured approach, what you need to do. Now, other people say to me, I want to make $1 million. And I'm like, okay, have you ever made 100,000? No. How much are you making right now? Well, I'm on welfare. Really? You want $1 million? You need a job, bro. You don't need $1 million. You know, that's the deal. You've got to do it incrementally. Crystal, she was making 45. I jumped her to 89. I had another woman I worked with, took her from about 60 to 150. Wasn't $1 million, but guess what? Her lifestyle changed. I just spoke to her today, in fact, and she just came back from Hawaii. She's going to St. Louis to take professional photographs with one of her business associates. And then she's going to Cancun next month. Got a great lifestyle. And when I met her, she was just hanging out in Virginia. She was only making 60. She's now making more than her husband, who's been working a corporate job for like 20 years. So again, but it's isolating down this 90 days, 12 months. I always like doing things in 90-day increments, 12-week increments, because it's a good enough time. And then you have your 30-day and your 60-day goals as well. And then you just work towards whatever that is. And you can go, I mean, obviously you can get a lot more detail into that. But the tectonic shifts, instant mindset, got to develop it. Build up massive vital energy, creating prosperity consciousness. So instant mindset is where you have the ability through affirmations and self-talk to put yourself into the mindset you need instantly. Building up massive vital energy so that you can impact instantly. Part of that was the love meditation that we did. That love meditation is something that you can do instantly, and you can get good at doing it instantly. And then creating a prosperity consciousness that is a combination of the mind and the physical. These are shifts. These are shifts that you want to make right now. You don't have to believe everything I say, but I can promise you that if you investigate everything I'm talking about, you'll find it to be true. Surprise, surprise. So let's go down the rabbit hole a little deeper. I'm going to give you three more shifts. There are 3 things you should always do when it comes to learning a new skill or enhancing an older one, or just staying on top of your game so you don't feel like you're in desperation mode. These are 3 big ones and easy ones. Read books in your chosen area of study. Read motivational books. Read books that are going to allow you to invigorate yourself. Reading is one of the most powerful tools. Man, I read all the time, constantly. There's a lot of books that I read snippets from all the time. You need to read. Leaders are readers. No question about it. You want to attend impactful training. Obviously, this is the old preaching to the choir because you guys are here, but you want to stay on that cadence. You want to constantly be indoctrinating yourself. I've used the word indoctrination, but that's what we're doing here. We're indoctrinating ourselves to train ourselves to be something that is extraordinary, right? We don't want to just be normal humans. We don't want to be indoctrinated by the political system and the religious system and the family system and the job system. We want to indoctrinate ourselves with those things that empower us. See, that is the most important aspect of this whole thing, is that you're building yourself, and then associate and learn from a coach or mentor. Those are the 3 big things: books, learning. I listen to Audible books all the time. I'm always watching YouTube videos. I've got all kinds of channels that I watch that are great. Reading all the time. And I have coaches as well. So I'm not just saying, oh, you should get a coach and then I don't have a coach, because that would be ridiculous. But there's probably a lot of people that do that. So anyway, the reason I bring up this slide is just to show that a lot of these people that you see on this screen are all celebrities, You know many of them, if not all of them, and they've all had a coach. They've had acting coaches, they've had teachers, they've had football coaches, they've had cooking coaches, they've had technology coaches. They had a mentor to get them for where they were going to go, where they are now. Tiger Woods had a coach, his dad, and then his dad handed him off to some other guy. And then he became super good in golf, not because he was super talented, but because he had the right mentorship and he learned. But I just want to impart that on you. That's important. You know, Mark believed, the high performance business owner and investor, Mark was searching for a way to increase his energy, vitality, and receive relief from health issues. Within the first 30 days of working with me in the Mind Force method, he was able to significantly increase his overall energy and vitality, as well as decrease the medications he was on. And Mark followed the plan. In addition, getting his health under control, he had his biggest income month, like $110,000. Not in revenue, in money that he earned for himself. And so he was able to combine those things. But of course, he started out where he was already making like 40,000 when I met him. Now, of course, his results aren't typical. He already had a business. He was already a super successful guy. But even though he had some issues, he had some past traumas, he had an energetic system that was erratic, that was either going to kill him, or he was going to kill somebody else, or he was going to get in fights, or he was going to, get into a situation that would not be fruitful. So it's not always just about money. It's not always about, some other thing. It's about having this chi triad: spiritual chi, mental chi, and physical chi. They all work together. You take one of these out of the equation and it's not the same. And most people that are teaching chi, they'll teach chi. They don't know anything about mental chi for sure. And spiritual chi, maybe this much. Most people that I've met, and most people can't even do the physical chi. You ask a qigong instructor, let me feel your chi. They would go, wow, what are you talking about? They wouldn't know. I can get you to feel my chi. There's no doubt about it. I would physically move you. but see, I'll teach you how to do that. I mean, it's no big deal. And then the mental chi is creating mind force, right? That's the triad. And then the soul, understanding you've got a soul. So 3 cornerstones is what I understand. Through all my research, I realized there are these 3 elements in order to get good at it: mental, using your mind; physical, being good at externalization of chi; and then tapping into the spiritual essence and spirit eyes. Spirit eyes are where you're going to see, entities, and you're going to see, weird things, but it's also going to give you insights into things that you want to understand. So these are the 3 cornerstones, right? I mean, just because you don't think you're externalizing energy, you already are. I mean, you've been in situations through your entire life where you walked into a room and you could feel the energy drop. Something happened bad, happened good. Happens both ways. Walked in a room and you just found out that your teacher died. I remember being in high school and walking into my homeroom and everybody was like, that. You don't have to be a chi master to walk into that room, go, what's up? Like what's going on? Oh, Mr. Bischoff died. He was killed in a car accident this morning. See that energy change, picked it up, can do the same thing in every instance. You've had those experiences already. Now is the time to consciously be aware of it so that you can use it for your own capabilities. Anyway, if you don't mind, I would like to share my family with you, if you don't mind, for a minute, and share with you maybe some of the things that I've done to get to where I am. Is that okay? Is there anybody that is not okay with that? If not, you can leave. Just totally fine. But this is my wife, Mary Jane, the blonde. And she's the one I've been married to for 34, 35 years, whatever it is. Those 2 gentlemen on the top with me in the middle are my 2 boys, Tommy and Alex. And right below that is my daughter, Samantha, and her wife, Shannon. Those are my two daughters. And then up above is my daughter, Camille, and her husband, Stevie, and my new grandson, Vanner. He's not as new now. He's a year and a half old now. And then these are my two little, I call them the belly boys, Max and Roger. So that's my family. You know, I was a competitive bodybuilder when I was a teenager, close to 30 years of training in these weird things. And I've taught thousands of people from all over the world. And let me just, I'm going to go through this real fast. On for a little while, but these things are things that could be seeking a breakthrough. And again, you're going to get a copy of these slides. But what I teach is a method that is extremely precise in terms of chi, mind force. And again, I'm not going to go through all these things, but what I want to impress upon you is that I've got a massive amount of information, probably overkill, to teach you how to do some very unique skills in order to maximize where you're at. And I'm just going through these slides just to give you an idea of some of the things that I teach in those. And I've got several different programs, of which I showed you before. If money was of no concern, would you want to learn this? Probably a fair enough question. I want you to think about that. If money was of no concern, spend 25,000. I've got people that spend 25,000. I've got people that have spent more than that, 15,000. That's my standard yearly coaching rate. 10,000, even 5,000. I'm going to show you something tonight that's not going to be anywhere near that. But I want to share something that would allow you to understand, you know, would you want me to train you, nurture you, guide you for the next year, and teach you the secrets that took me over 25 years to accomplish? Basically, you know, take my mind and give you all of the knowledge that I have and the guidance. I'm actually pretty good at what I do. And here's the thing is I have what I call an absolute guarantee. If you've not had a major breakthrough or transformation with all the 6 mind force pillars, using all my techniques, concepts, and methods, I'll not only refund your money, but I'll actually pay you $1,000 for implementing my proven process. I've never had a single failure when they use my simple, proven, effective system because it works. Never had one. Now, I've had people that quit, had people that stopped doing it, but I've never had anyone that did the exercises, the methods, the techniques that haven't gotten the results. Not one. So if Al Perhacs and the Mind Force method were the answer, here's what you're getting. 12-month inner circle mentoring, $1,000 value. You're getting 8 deep dive coaching sessions. You're getting 12 mindset checkup sessions, unlimited email access, special monthly Q&A sessions with me, group coaching sessions, professionally designed software to use with the system, quantum maximizer system, and all these systems, I can explain them to you very easily. A complete home study course, and then, you know, all my products. It has a total value of about $18,697, but that really doesn't mean anything. You can put any kind of number to anything. The real value is the intrinsic value you're getting is how is it going to benefit your life? Is it going to make you more healthy, vibrant? Is it going to allow you to propel yourself, you know, in the future for betterment of your life? Whatever that means, right? That's really what this is all about. And I want to share with you something that I put together specifically for everyone on this call. And it's only going to be available for 72 hours. It's kind of a test. And if you guys like it, fine. If you don't, that's cool too. I mean, I'm not here to sell anybody anything. I'm just here to extend myself to you. And if you'd like to take advantage of it, you certainly can. My question is, if not now, when? And if not me, who, right? The most valuable thing that both of us have, all of us have, is our time. It's the only thing we have really that's valuable. Everything else can be bought or sold. You can't sell your time per se. You need it, right? What are you investing in? Right? This is a young lady that's studied with me that I had an opportunity to meet. Wonderful person. And it really comes down to a couple things: knowledge, right? Transfer of knowledge, speed of transfer of knowledge. Now, I always say to people that this is not my system, it's your system. Because once you access the system and you get that knowledge, it's yours. It's not mine, it's yours. Obviously, you can't take my copyrighted stuff, but the elements are yours, right? At a speed. I'm going to teach you knowledge at speed, at Mach speed. You're going to develop relationships. They're going to help you to expand and understand how this works better. And then accountability. Accountability is probably the number one reason why people coach with me. It's probably the number one reason why people coach with anyone, for accountability. If you have a fitness instructor, the reason you coach with them or you go with them is because of accountability. They say you better show up, 5 a.m., 4 days a week, or I'm coming to your house or something, whatever they say, right? Accountability. But accountability is more, it's not accountability to me, it's accountability to yourself. And see, that's what I really teach people, is I teach people how to become accountable to themselves, which is the number one priority. Because when you become accountable to yourself, you don't need anybody else. You become your own best coach. So anyway, I came up with this offer that I think is really good. And really what it comes down to is the people that have done the best when I've trained them have been when they've actually done the work and had me to actually step them through the process, whether it was learning to become really good at energy and really good at mind force, hypnotic influence, traction, and then teach others that, or whether it was business, taking them from one level of business to the other, or sales. I've specialized with sales reps. I've had these concepts that I teach people, and it's a wide game. It's actually pretty strange in the sense that I teach all these strange things, and I also business coach, right? So a lot of times what's interesting, I think you'll find this funny, is I will coach somebody and they'll find out about my other books, and I'm there on business. What about this hypnotic influence? Is that chi really real? Like meditation, I've always heard about it, or I do a little bit, but I'd like to know more. Everyone's interested, but they just may not have had the right person to show them, what this is about. So anyway, I came up with this idea, this concept. So I've got all these products, all these services. Inner Circle is a yearly membership. It runs like $99 a month, or if you want to pay for it up front, it's $9.97 for the year. You get access to all the courses and all the training and everything like that, which I think is good. However, I really wanted to put something together that was going to focus on the relationship between me and somebody at a very reasonable rate, something that I haven't done. I mean, my usual coaching rates, $5,000 for 12 weeks, 5,000 for 12 weeks. Sometimes I'll extend it, a special for 6 months for 5,000. And it's intensive. It's intensive for that 6 months, but I'm like, in your back pocket working with you. Right. And if you want to escalate more, you can do that as well. It's all about time, right? We only have so much time. So I wanted to come up with an offer. I'm only going to offer this to like 10 people, because after that, I don't know if it's worth my time, but maybe it'll be something that I can do for the future. But here's what I decided to do. So if you can conceptualize this, usually when I work with somebody on a one-on-one basis, it's weekly, and it's weekly calls, going over their plans. I'm like their business partner, their personal partner, personal coach, their life coach, whatever you want to call it. And so that's why it's expensive, because you're getting a piece of my time. We're texting, we're doing all this stuff, and it's very effective. And maybe it's sometimes overkill, but that's what they want. They want the hand holding. They want somebody there weekly. They want me on speed dial. One guy I'll give you two examples. One guy pays me $500 a month retainer just because, right? Anytime he needs to reach me for a meditation, for a consultation, he wants me to be there. And I am. We'll set stuff up. There's another guy I've got another guy who's works in a factory, pays me $500 a month to learn. He wants to become a healer. He wants to become a chi master, and he's working his butt off to get it. And I got news for you. That guy makes far less money than probably most of you on this call, but the desire and the motivation, that's what it comes down to. So anyway, it runs the gamut. So I put together a package that I think is perfect for everyone, but it's only good for people that really want to put in the work. But here's the biggest thing is you're getting me. You're getting me with the package. And what I've done is I've put together a package where you can get me one-on-one coaching for an entire year. And so I made an executive decision that will allow you to be able to get this package for either $2,800 for the entire year, or 3 payments of $1,000, or if you want, you can pay $299 a month. So if somebody doesn't have a lot of money and they only want to pay $299 a month, it's there for you. Okay. It's currently there for you. If you want to pay in and save some money, save $800, pay $2,800 and you get access. So how do you get access to me? The way it's set up is it's a yearly program. You get access to all of the courses, number one, so you can go through all the courses. Number two, the first week, which would be next week, we would do a deep dive session. What that means is we would do a 45-minute call and really go over your goals, your objectives, what we need to do. And then we're going to do what I call a 12-week sprint. You and I are going to do a 12-week sprint, and we're going to help you get to where you want to go, whatever that means. Health, wealth, whatever, relationships, whatever it is, we're going to help you get there. And then so we're going to do a deep dive. And then in between the deep dive, there's going to be 3 15-minute, I call mindset sessions, mindset checkups, where we'll just check in for 15 minutes during that 12-week period. You'll still be available you'll still be in the group calls and everything, but these are one-on-one calls with me, or text or chat, whatever you prefer. And then we do another deep dive call at the end of the 12 weeks, and we review what went right, what didn't go as good, what could we have done better, and so on and so forth. So that's, that's the package in the nutshell. And you can get, if you go to mindforcelibrary.com, I think I'm blocking the thing here. Let me adjust it. Not blocking it. I'll just move myself up. It's mindforcelibrary.com. Coach me. If you put that in, it'll show you what that is. I'm going to keep this up for 72 hours. I noticed somebody mentioned that they might want an extension, but contact me personally. I can talk to anybody about that. But the key to this is, so that's the first 12 weeks. So you get 2 deep dives, you get 3 of the mindset checkups, which is more than I do for most people that pay $5,000. This is a 12-month intensive program to get you to your best you for next year. And then the next 12 weeks, same thing, another deep dive. And then we reset and we go, and we just keep moving and moving and moving. And it's an amazing program from that perspective, whereby we're going to keep moving you. And of course, I'm going to hold you accountable to your goals and your objectives. If you say you want to lose 10 pounds, you're going to lose 10 pounds, or you and I are probably not going to be friends or whatever. It's probably not going to work out. Because I'm going to hold you accountable if it's truly something you want to do. If it's not something you want to do, then, it's up to you. But anyway, that's the deal I have. So what's your next step? Start a practice, get the Mind Force library. If nothing else, I would encourage all of you to set up a call with me, get to know me. Let's talk about it. I mean, like I said, I don't care if you're from Yale or you're from jail, or if you don't have a penny to your name, which is a lot of people I speak to. I can still work out some issues with you and see what's going on. So anyway, you'll get these slides, but before we leave, I told you, I promised you that we were going to do another meditation, and we are. And that meditation is called the money game. And for those of you that are here, you're going to be able to take advantage of the money game. You see, money is everywhere. It's waiting for you. You are attracted to money, and money, it's attracted to you. Everywhere you go, money flows. You're lucky with money. It follows you. You are money magnet. Now, we're going to step in to the meditation room, and we're going to do a little bit of a different picture. It's a money pyramid. I want you to focus on the money pyramid. And we're going to do a meditation. I'm going to go away so you can focus on pyramid, the money meditation pyramid. This is what we want to do. I'm going to step you through this powerful meditation. I hope you get to new levels of abundance for yourself, for those you love. I want you to follow as I go through this. I want you to relax, because what we are going to do, we're going to visit your money tree. Relax. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine yourself walking out your door to the center of your yard, someplace that is familiar to you. Because in the middle of this space is a large money tree. It's a huge tree, like a redwood, $100 bills instead of leaves. $100 bills are falling off of the tree into you, filling you up with money. You are now made of money. It flows like an energy of abundance throughout your entire body. It creates unlimited abundance. I want you to watch and visualize the numbers in your bank account as they start to rise from hundreds to thousands to hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. See the numbers increasing. Money is finding you because you're worthy of abundance. Every doorway you walk through, the energy of abundant health, wealth, and power attaches to you. Money flows to you effortlessly. Everywhere you go, every step you take, the more money you make. Every breath you take, the more money you make. You are attracted to money. It is attracted to you. Every day, every way, you get richer and richer. Everywhere you go, money finds you. You have access to this money tree whenever you want it, during your daily meditations, before you go to sleep, whenever you want. Because every day, in every way, you get richer and richer. You are a magnet. Money is attracted to you. You are attracted to it. Money finds you everywhere you go. You receive unexpected checks in the mail. You receive unexpected deposits in your bank account. You are made of money. Allow this feeling of abundance to cascade all over your body, mind, spirit, knowing there is money out there finding you, making you richer and richer with every breath. Every breath, money you make. Whenever you're ready, whenever that is, look up at the tree, thank it for being there for you every minute of every day. The money tree is there always for you whenever you need it. As you walk away from the money tree, your body has become a money magnet. As you walk, money is attracted to you from all universal sources. This mindset is that abundance and money is everywhere, is attracted to you all day, every day. Slowly open up your eyes. Take a look at the money pyramid there. You're so inclined. How did that feel? Anyone? How'd you like that money tree? Just log into the chat. Now, I want you to do this several times a day. For those of you that want to attract money, this sounds like a silly exercise to some, but the fact of the matter is, you're indoctrinating yourself into that money is a natural thing. Let me tell you a quick story that you may find interesting. But years ago, I was writing my courses. By the way, a lot of you didn't see this, but when I first started, I used to just print my books, FedEx Kinkos, would sell them, online that way, till I was smart enough to real books have them published. And I'm glad to hear that you were covered with money. You deserve to be covered with money. And so I had a goal, get some money. I had just started a new position, and I had a gap of maybe 3 weeks that I needed a certain amount of money. When you know that this guy sent me a check, at the time $800, sent me a check for $800. This was back in probably 2000. No, it had to be 2002. No, it was 2004, excuse me, 2004. And he sent me a check for $800. He said, can you please send me all of your newest courses? And I was like, I don't have any newest course. I think I had 2 courses, and he probably already had them. I don't know who the guy was. No number attached. This was back in 2004, so it's not like I could look him up online like you can today. No email address. This is all done in the mail. So I had a decision to make. That decision was, I'm either going to have to create some courses that are worth $800 for this guy, or I got to send this guy his check back. I wasn't sending the check back. I needed the money time. And so I got my creative juices were already flowing. But see, this was just the thing that I needed to finish several of the courses that are now bestsellers: Manipulation, Ultimate Hypnotic Influence, Mind Portal, Internal Power Centers. Many of the courses that I created were created during that period of time that gentleman sent me $800. Now, here's the funny thing. Sent him all the new courses. Never heard from him. Never had any kind of relationship with him ever again. It was all by mail. I don't even remember his name. Might even, who knows? It was just the weirdest situation. But here's the thing. When you have things that are structured for money getting, can bring money in. A lot of times people will say to me, I want to attract money, but they have no lines in the water. Can't catch fish standing on the side of the water. Can't do it. You got to put some lines in the water. And I had lines in the water. I had a website and all this type of thing. So I could generate that interest. I didn't know who this person was. I had no idea. I had no idea. I wasn't even, I mean, I was intentionalizing it. It was exactly the amount of money I needed. I want you to understand this principle because it is the law of attraction. Now, that's the law of attraction. That's not $1 million. That's $800. But I could go over several instances that I've had like that, as well as my family, my friends, clients that have had money show up. They had to have the lines in the water. You want a new job? Better put some resumes out, because you're not going to get one if you don't do that. People will not just find you by osmosis. You want a new business? Put out advertisements for business partners. Try to find business partners. You want to earn more money? You want a side hustle? Figure it out, and things will start to happen. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't earn massive amounts of money, but I think what most people don't realize, you don't really need as much money as you think you need. You say, I want to be I want $1 million, but you really don't need $1 million. You need what that money's going to buy based on what you want. And you've also got to expand your mindset one step at a time. Like I said, with the guy that says he wants $1 million, and I say, have you ever earned 100,000? And he says, no, I'm on welfare. This guy has no concept of what $1 million is. He's not going to get there. Whereas the guy that I showed where I was coaching, and he's making 400,000 a year. And he says, I want to make $1 million a year. I think I can do it. I said, I know you can do it. He made $100,000 in 30 days. That's a run rate of $1 million a year. Do you see the difference in the perspective? There are two different examples. You see the young lady, I helped her go from 45 to 89. It's not $1 million, but it was life-changing for her. Doesn't have to be $1 million. It just has to be enough that you can get. That's the law of attraction. Don't be bamboozled by these people that are telling you you're going to get untold amount of riches, because that's not really true. I know some of my marketing may say that and whatnot, but when it comes down to it, you got to put in the work. You've got to have a specific understanding of how the energy works, and then it'll work for you. Plain and simple. That's the way it works. So anyway, that's what I have. If you want to take advantage of the offer that I have, you're welcome to do so. It is at Mind Force Library. Let me just this down so you can see it here. It's at mindforcelibrary.com /coach me. Anyone that would like to, check it out, set up an appointment with me. I'd love to talk to you. I'm not going to sell you into anything. And the fact of the matter is, I could probably assist you, but it's only 20 to 30 minutes. I'm very tight on my time when I do those, because it is pro bono. Obviously, I'm taking time out of my schedule to do that. So don't waste my time and don't set up an appointment if you're not going to be there. So, that's pretty much the end of what I need to cover. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, anything? Would anybody like to come live on a camera? Whatever, let me know. What do we got here? Any questions for me? All right. If I don't have any questions, nobody has a question,
Actually do.
then we will end this. And I just say
I got
that
a question.
I've enjoyed sharing this information with you. I put it together specifically with you in mind. And I want you to understand that you have more potential and possibilities that you ever thought you could. And so what you need to do is focus on what I've scaled out here for you today. And you don't need anything else. You can do it all based on what I just showed you here today. Of course, if you really wanted to get good at it and you really wanted to fill in the gaps, obviously that's when you would take me up on my offer or some of the other stuff that I do as well. So, what if you don't know exactly what you want? Well, that's, you've got to spend that's a common thing, but you've got to figure out what that is. You've got to figure that out. Like when you say what you want, are you referring in terms of what? In terms of job, career, finances, health, wealth? What is your reference point there, Chris? If you want to come on the mic, financial future. So here's what you have to do is take a look and say, okay, how much money do I want to earn? What's required of me in order to earn that kind of money? Right? What kind of job? What kind of job do you have right now, Chris? If you do not mind, tell me. And I'll take you through how I would talk, Chris, if we were talking on the phone. What kind of job do you have right now? You with us, Chris? Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, thank you. I love my dogs too. Those two guys are the best. Roger and Max. They sleep with me and my wife every night, and Max is always in my face. It's like I said to him last night, I said, Max, you're in my face more than my wife. But okay, so what you would need to do then, Chris, is you have to make the shift. You see, this is a common thing with a lot of people, and they get into a career, and for some reason they have to get out of the career. And in a perfect example here, you're an MRI tech, but because of the hearing aids, you can't do your job anymore. So now you have to make a shift. And so this takes deep concentration and meditation to say, okay, what do I want to do, number one, and what can I do? Where are my skills at? And then you just start doing research. I mean, fortunately, we've got the internet these days. You can look and say, okay, I want to, yeah, thanks, Michael. Absolutely. The thing is you want to make sure that, you understand what it is. And then you go to the best way I've found, and I've led a lot of people in this direction. I've done it myself. My wife has done it. And that is go to like an employment agency that does, contractors, and then you might get jobs at a time. Yes, I do have a guided meditation program. But the thing is that you can go to these places and you can do part-time, not part-time work, but contract work, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time. And you try out different companies and you learn different things based on, what your skill level is and based on what you can do with the hearing aids. First thing I would do though, Chris, is I would probably do a deep search on jobs for someone who is, that has, bad hearing. My dad is losing his eyesight, and so he can't drive anymore. So he's limited to what he can do. So I always tell him, hey, you got to find stuff that you can do that don't take your eyes. mean, and I would say the same thing to you. I would do a deep dive search and start looking and seeing what I would qualify for. And then I would set up an appointment with some type of employment counselor and say, hey, here's my dilemma. I used to do this, obviously have some health issues that are keeping me back. What can I do? And they'll throw out some things, and there are going to be some things you're going to be like, no way, I wouldn't want to do that. And there might be things you can't do. And then you're going to come up with some kind of concept that is going to be right for you. But there is something out there. And again, when you're sending that energy out, it's also sending that energy out with the perspective that you're going to get an answer back. This is this intuition, right? So you're saying you don't know what you want to do, but you really do know what you want to do. Your subconscious and superconscious already know, Chris, because they have this all planned out already. And so they're going to guide you along the way, but you have to tap into them and just say, okay, well, what is that? And it doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight, but you have to put in the work to get that result. It's not just going to be like, okay, an intuition pops in your head and you call somebody up and next thing you know, you're on your next thing. It's going to take some deliberate effort on your part to do that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you've got great skill sets and listen, it all comes down to you just getting out there. My wife, when she decided to go back in the workforce after being a stay-at-home mom for 20 years or whatever, she got a job as a receptionist, $15 an hour. Within 2 weeks, they promoted her to the office manager. Within like a year of that, she transferred to a pharmaceutical or to a shipping company. And from there, she went into pharmaceuticals. Today, she's making close to $200,000 a year and no education. But, it was a path. It was a gradual path. And she didn't go into it thinking that, although she's smart. So she knew that once she got a handle on what was going on, she would be able to escalate. That's why I talked about in the beginning, you always got to dress the part. You always got to look sharp wherever you're at, because you never know when you're going to run into somebody that may be that person that is your next love connection or your next job connection or your business connection. You don't know. And it's keeping that energy flow. But I appreciate it, Chris. Anyone else with any questions that I might be able to help with? Anything at all? Got me on the hot seat, so you might as well use me. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help. If you want to come on live with the microphone, that's cool too. Sure. Yeah. You know what? I wasn't sure if there's going to be a replay, and there is, as long as the Zoom replay comes out properly and all that good stuff. I definitely should have a replay. Planning on it. But I always say I may not have a replay because sometimes there's technical difficulties. I hope not. Because it takes a lot of energy when you're doing this and you're managing energy with, several people on the call. So I can help you with the 7-day open on the site. I'll look up your account and we should be able to reset it for you. Yeah, set up a call with me, Raphael, and we can knock a lot of that stuff out. So anyway, hey, listen, thanks everyone. Unless somebody types a question into that call, into that box, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate you for coming on. I do believe this experience will change your life if you allow it to, and if you take some of the advices that I've given you and you apply them in your life. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic holiday season, everyone. So long.